Hey, welcome to the Wine Club Classic Series. Did you look it up?
Of course I did.
Oh, you're good.
I know good.
Huh? Classic Series
good.
for March.
March of 1976, which was a mere 40 years ago, was very interesting combination. I go back and I look at these and I go, look at those prices. Look at those prices.
A fifth. I love it.
Yeah, it was a fifth. You know, Winty Pinot Chardonnay. Not Chardonnay, but
Pinot Chardonnay.
Pinot Chardonnay.
So why? I remember they used to label that.
Well, yeah,
Is that
because
what it's
the word
called officially?
it was called Pinot Chardonnay. That's how it was labeled, and that's because the word Pinot in French means pine cone, because the shape of the clusters was shaped like a pine cone, literally. I mean, it looks just like a pine cone. Both Chardonnay and Pinot Noir, which is why they're called Pinot Chardonnay and Pinot Noir. Now, the Pinot stuck with the Noir, which basically means black, you know, and but I guess somebody dropped the Chardonnay, and that was the end of that. I don't know.
But it was funny how the Americans, in the beginning of in the infancy of the wine industry in California, a lot of them used Pinot Chardonnay.
Absolutely, and if he didn't say Pinot Chardonnay, they go, well, what is it?
Yeah,
well,
right.
You know, well, and the same thing for Johannesburg Riesling.
Yeah, Johannesburg, I love that.
I mean, you know, Johannesburg is a real city in Germany where they grow obviously pretty good Riesling, and they're in the Rheingau.
But yeah, it was Johannesburg Riesling.
And then guys said, you know, that's just kind of nuts. That's kind of it's like the French calling their their Riesling New York Riesling. Well, you know, it's not New York. I mean, so people started just calling it White Riesling, which is sort of its name. And then people go, no, wait a minute. We want Johannesburg Riesling. We don't want any of that white stuff.
Right, white Riesling. Yeah. What was the other one?
The other wine actually was a Pinot Noir. It was a Fixin, 1970 Fixin from Bouchard.
Really?
Yeah. God, when you think about it, you couldn't give a Fixin for $40
for
one bottle,
Bouchard,
let alone in the limited series. Anyway, it's. It was. You know, you go back and you look at these prices and you go, it was really, wine was a lot cheaper then, and not just. I'm talking real dollars. Anyway.
So here's a funny story. My sister, the judge, right, Superior Court judge in San Diego. She goes to a big judge event. 100 judges. Guy comes up to her and says, "Are you Sharon Kalemkiarian?" He goes, "Yes." She goes, "Do you remember me?" She goes, "What's your name again?" Anyway, she says, do you have somebody in the wine business, the family in the wine? She goes, "Yes, my brother." And he goes, "I knew it. I love that club. I watch all the videos. I've seen your parents on it." And so it goes on. And then he goes, "This is true." He goes, "This is like meeting Mickey Mantle's sister."
I think he meant Mickey Mouse's sister.
And he says that to my sister, who's at a judge thing, and she's like being all stoic as a judge, and it's like. And then he goes on to say, he goes, "Who's more proud?" She goes, "Are your parents more proud of you or your brother?"
So that's a great question. Boy, I wish I'd have thought of it. And what'd she say?
She goes, "My brother, because we're a business-oriented family." All right.
I see.
So this Don Clemente, here's what happened.
We
tasted the 2013. Okay. The guys in Chile decided to put the 14 on the boat. Okay. Arrived today. And of course, we don't switch vintages, of course, for our customers unless we know exactly what the wines are. So literally the guy was waiting out this morning with a truckload of wine, waiting for me to taste it to make sure that we accepted the 2014.
Well, you didn't ask me.
No, you weren't here.
Well, that's no
7
excuse.
o'clock in the morning for you.
Well, you'd had to wait till I got here because I have to weigh in on this.
And so, given that this stuff literally was off the boat from yesterday, which does depress its fruit a little bit and it sort of flattens the wine out, I thought it was very, very good.
We have a problem. We have a serious problem because
like
they were expecting the 13.
Right.
This is better, and I'm sure they would have rather gotten the inferior wine. This is unbelievable.
It's actually softening already.
Well, it's got
more.
Yeah, but it's got good. All these wines have good fruit. It's Chilean Cabernet. Come on, I mean, it's going to have good fruit, but it's got some really nice mouth tannins. You know,
it does.
I mean, better than the other one.
It's got great weight. That's a good one. It's $19.99 on the shelf.
Great
you can find
smell too. You know,
$7.99.
Nice nose.
For
$7.99.
reorders.
Stupid.
You're a stupid man.
Stupid
You're
price.
stupid. I told you no kids are stupid. I love the label. This hand drawing of Don Clemente. So I'm giving this. There's tons of black fruit, tons of.
I'm doing a 96 on this. This is an unbelievable wine.
96. I mean, it's so authentic that it's written in Spanish on the back.
Well, the thing about these guys, we've done a lot of wine from these guys too. This is the Los Haroldos people. You know? And they're amazing for what they're charging. They're
This
so
is
far
really
ahead of the
actually
game,
improving as we're sitting here.
You know. So, and what did you give it, by the way?
96. Okay, this is the challenge. This is a challenge for Ed and I. Ed has much more history back in the day with the wine business, and I've deal with a lot of current guys. I tried to hire this winemaker to make some Wine of the Month Club wines, and so we're still trying to figure this whole thing out. I don't think you want to divulge all of the secrets that you told me about Bob Pepe, but this is a very famous wine family in Napa.
Yeah, Robert Pepe Jr. basically, but he goes
Jr.
by Bob Pepe. I think he and his dad had a falling out. He never talks about his dad, and you know, I didn't know his dad. I knew him. I mean, I knew him from the standpoint that I met him a few times. Really, very, very nice guy. Great wines. I mean, Pepe wines back in the early '80s were phenomenal.
Big
wines.
time.
They were
Big
really,
time.
really good.
And now, you know, so the Two Angels brand, we think it's his brand that he makes for one of the distributors. We're not sure exactly, but he's always wonderful wines. And this is Lake County. We've done a few Lake County Sauvignon Blancs that have been nice and firm, and they've got don't carry that grassiness.
Lake County, and I think I mentioned it in the article about it, is one of those areas that it's kind of like Lodi. People are going to start to figure out there has been great wines coming out of Lake County for decades. Okay, but it just doesn't have the cachet that Napa and Sonoma, you know, and Santa Barbara and those places have. But who cares? I mean, the wine's out of this world. I mean, it really is. It's $19.99 in shelf, $6.99. You can't get a better buy on Sauvignon Blanc anywhere.
We've done a few of his, and we've done a few Lake County, not only whites but reds.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great value really for the district. So I mean,
anyway, this is a beautiful Sauvignon Blanc.
Not the grassiness, not the grapefruit. Just wonderful.
No. Well, the grassiness usually comes
kiwi.
from the cooler climates, but they have to leave it on longer. And as long as they can do that without having some trouble with the grapes, with the weather, then it'll come out with a great wine. But this is superb. I mean, this is a great buy. Yeah, I'm doing a 96.
I'm going 95.
I really like that.
Just to be different, but great label too.
We're different.
Dos Anges. Du Anges. Now our friends.
O'Neill. Don't you you're learning how to read or what?
Like these stupid acronyms, but I can't find the one that's a face sock.
Oh, that sounds like something out of 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Ringside.
I don't know how they come up with these names, but this has to do with the fact that
what a fruit bomb.
You know, it's fighting varietals. You guys probably never heard that term. That was cute. That was a term that was used. I mean, back in the '70s.
Yeah,
fighting varietals. You know, Chardonnay, Cabernet, Zinfandel was a fighting varietal, whether it was red, white, or in between. You know, first time I tasted
guess that
this
dealt
wine,
with fighting for the shelf space, like
yeah,
Procter
exactly.
Gamble.
Yeah, you know, so being in the wine business is like being ringside, you know, in a fight. But first time I tasted this, I went, this is really good. As a matter of fact, I didn't think it was even going to be in the classic series. I thought it was in the Vintners series because it really has that kind of stuff going on.
And the nose is great depth.
Mm-hmm.
There's cherry. There's I don't see any oak or not.
Well, you see, first of all, these guys really know what they're doing. I mean, they know how to make wine. They know what flavor profiles to put in a bottle of wine. And because they have so much access to so many vineyard sources, theirs as well as other people's, they can just pick and choose and get what they want and make something really good for not a lot of money. And $19.99
Look at the color.
is too much money for this wine, but $7.99 is absolutely unreal.
I love the color.
It's beautiful. Well, it's a real classic Merlot. The first one, the Chilean one, classic Cabernet, big, rich, intense licorice, leather, black cherries.
It's deceiving in its depth for the color and for the viscosity.
Yeah, the viscosity, but look at how it coats the glass.
It's got tons of flavor.
I'm doing a 95 on this.
I'll go 95 too. That is great. Man, maybe it'll start a fight if you drink it with somebody.
That's always encouraging.
That's very interessante. Very interessant. Very interessant.
And now for another Ringside, so we don't have to explain to you why the name exists.
Well, this is the first time in a long time that we've featured the same brand in the same club at the same time. The Mem. So this is...
We've done it before.
We have done it before, but not like back to back like that. So if you were... Because you would never get both of these in the club because this is alternate white, alternate red. So,
but you could order them.
Boy, you know, I remember this wine now. Look at the color. It's classic Pinot Grigio, right?
Yep. Got a
Got
little
a classic
greenish tinge
nose,
to it.
mineral nose. I love this. It reminds me of a Venezia Pinot Grigio in the nose.
Wow. It really is nice. It's got nice fruit. It's got a little herbal component to it.
That's what I like about these guys. They do not chaptalize or add sugar to go after the broad spectrum palates. A lot of wineries do that. They put 1%, 1.5%. Just to give it a little more
roundness.
volume. And this, they don't do that here.
You'd be surprised how many red wines have that in them.
I know. I see it all the time.
Ridiculous, you know. Anyway, $20 on the shelf, $6.99 the reorder price, and that's another $95 for me.
I love the minerality.
It really does have some nice minerality, which you don't normally get out of Pinot Grigio. And it's got almost an herbalness, not a Sauvignon Blanc kind of herbalness, but you know, more
something.
Yeah, more clove and cinnamon sort of than you know, herbs like tarragon or whatever. So that's our show for today. Classic Series for March, my birth month.
Cheers. Oh, is it your birthday? Oh yeah, we knew that already.
Yeah, we knew that. Some of us are trying to forget.